Hello everyone and welcome to a new PlayNow today with a game called Urban Empire. Yes, the same Urban Empire for which I did a live stream a week ago. This is actually my second attempt at making a PlayNow for this game because the first one turned out a bit long and not that coherent. There's an issue with the recording, so if at any time the recording and the voice is sort of desynced, I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna do my best this time to keep them in sync by doing more manual edits. So what is this game? This is a city management game, not necessarily a city builder. It's a city management game made by a studio called Reborn Games, and it's published by the people at Calypso that also gave me this game to test out and play with on the streams and the shows. It's available on Steam right now for the price of 45 euros, which, well, how should I put this? The concept of the game I love. It's a game where you basically take control of a dynasty of people. If you're playing the campaign, you control a dynasty with many characters, each of them having their own traits, their own sensibilities, through the ages basically. You start from the 1800s and you finish somewhere around the 2000 somethings. For example, I can choose the Shuiski's family, which begin with this guy in the early ages. And each of these characters has certain traits, and these traits they can actually acquire more of during the course of their life. Though not exactly a lot of them, because you don't necessarily know which... You can acquire points towards these traits, towards other traits, but you're not shown how many of those points you have, and the odds of actually getting enough points into one during the reign of your character is kinda slim actually. But I'm not gonna start a new campaign because that'll be kind of slow. I'm gonna load the save game, but I'm gonna show you what you have to expect. So you can choose this character at first. These are his descendants. If you press continue, you can choose one of the three maps that you have at your disposal. This is the one I played in the live stream, and this is the one I'm playing right now. You can also start a tutorial, which I generally skip tutorials because, well, this is the kind of tutorial that teaches you how to move the camera, and frankly, that's condescending as hell. No. Don't teach me how to move the camera in a game. You did not invent camera controls. You invented a game mechanic. Teach me the game mechanic and that's it. You can actually do that with tooltips. You don't need a tutorial. Okay, I'm gonna show you the scenario as well. The scenario differs from the campaign because, well, you only have 3 of them. And you do have actual objectives. In the campaign you don't. The campaign is sort of a sandbox mode where you can just go through the ages until you win, either by having a superb economy, fantastic research, standards of living, or just time expires. But here you actually have precise objectives that you must complete. These ones are actually classified. One of the classified objectives here is to decrease the population in your city, the population of low-ranking, low-earning people in your city, which is that's kind of a nice objective to have. It's more interesting than the actual campaign, because the actual campaign is kind of, well, it's not all that great. Like I said, I'm gonna load the save game and hope that the audio and video do not desync again. Let's see, which one was that? I believe it was this one. Yeah, let's load this. And here we are in the beautiful 1940s, in 1948 exactly. It's May 1948, and we're currently running at about 33 frames a second, and it's on this lowish part of the graphics settings, as you can see right here. Lowest actually. The game is not optimized well. It does not work. I know I have a low-end video card, but it does not look good enough to run this slowly. Tropico 3, Tropico 4, Tropico 5, they're much better looking games, also published by Calypso, and they run a lot better. So, what's this game about actually? You may see a city, you may think to yourself, oh, I get to build these streets and place buildings on them. Well, why did you build all these streets so straight, and why are some of them at odd angles? You really are horrible at city planning, aren't you? Well, yeah, but the game actually makes all the streets for you. You do not build streets yourself, you just plump down districts like this. Let's see, we have some industrial demand. I'm gonna make a small industrial district right here. And let's hope the game actually knows what I'm trying to do with it. Come on. Come on. Illegal shape. What's illegal about this? Is it a Mexican shape? I don't know. Okay, let's make this shape right here. I can't edit the streets, I can only edit the density. Well, there's dense grid and default grid, which, as you may see, default grid is just dense grid switch on its side. Sparse grid is the only one that actually has a different icon and a different actual influence about the... I don't think this actually works properly, honestly. Let's make a sparse grid. We'll just fit a lot of things in there. Confirm plan. Okay, so we're gonna need the industrial area. Don't have a much demand for housing or for commercial businesses, just for industry. I'm gonna leave that commercial area. Yeah, we may need that. Actually, let's make it a mixed area. Let's reduce business a bit. Yeah, no, that's still commercial. I want to make a mixed area. Can make mixed areas. Yeah, we have 2 mixed areas and the rest are... Yeah, that should do it. Okay, confirm this. Now we can decide, because we are a very advanced society, we can decide exactly what kind of infrastructure this neighborhood should have. For example, I can decide that it should have gravel surfaces for its road, or cobblestone, or stone, or asphalt. Thing to note is that gravel has a running cost of... It has a building cost of next to nothing, because it's gravel. It has a running cost of 19,000 a month. Cobblestone has a building cost of 250,000, which is, yeah, it's cobblestone. It's gonna take a while to place it, and a running cost of 37,000. Why? You know that stone, like cobblestone, is incredibly resilient, right? It sits there for centuries. Like, you don't need to replace it every month. Like, the problem I have with this game is that it tends to shove in costs whatever it can just to try and seem balanced without them actually making too much sense. And that's actually a problem it has with pretty much everything, every one of its components. It shoves things in there to seem balanced without them making much sense. But let's give this asphalt, because it's going to be an industrial sector, so it must have very good road surfaces for the cars. Let's give it parking meters as well. And this will reduce this traffic effect. This will have a positive influence on traffic. Notice that there's no tooltip for traffic, but there is for environmental bonus. Tooltips in this game are not consistent at all. Build cost, $500,000. $500,000 to plump in parking meters. I don't... It costs me more to place parking meters than it does to put cobblestone on all of these roads. No. That's waste bins. 20k. Okay, that's actually probably not unreasonable. Running cost, I would actually believe it to be higher, because there is no garbage infrastructure for this game. You don't build places that, waste piles, or you don't buy sanitation trucks, so this cost is actually ridiculously low, because the game doesn't have an actual sanitation component. You can build a water purifier, but it's not really that important. It's not necessary. You just get an effect to the health bonus. Okay, now let's tie it into electrical no. You see the icon, right? This is water. Let's try it again. Okay, yeah, now it worked. See? The game has problems with tooltips, like grave problems with tooltips and text not displaying things that it should. Because we added water, let's add the sewer too. The sewer, actually, no, the sewer would cost a lot more to run than cobblestone. Power. Okay, this is gonna cost a lot. But power is important because you can have electric lights, which cost a lot more than that. How the hell can cobblestone cost more to maintain per month than electric street lights that are on every night? And let's add a tram line too, which also costs a bit more than the cobblestone to maintain each month. That's insane. Let's add traffic lights. Metro rail, which again, the costs in this game are just completely made up bullcrap. It doesn't make any sense. Let's add some telephone lines as well. Activate this for the grid. And yeah, that's a fully complete, well, sparse density Well, it's going to cost me 12 million, which is kind of a lot, but I have a lot of money. The running cost will be 300,000 a month. Now, keep in mind, if I made this to have a larger density, which I can then actually modify later, it would cost upwards of a million to run. Oh, I should also add some phone booths, because people may need communication. And the police box. Well, a few police boxes. It helps with security, and we kind of need security. I'm going to get to these in a second. Confirm. Now we can add services like post offices, theaters, workshops. Workshops will help you with the lower earning citizens. They'll give them jobs, but for some reason it decreases security, almost like the game makes you want to believe that low income people are criminals or something. We can also add mental health clinics, which again decreases security because everybody that has a mental problem is a risk or something. I don't know what the game is trying to say actually. Okay, let's add a police station, maybe a public library or a playground. Let's put a playground in the industrial park, shall we? Nah, that would be kind of stupid, but we could actually do that. Let's not actually add any of these buildings. Okay, everything is set. Road capacity is 183,000, which is gonna be good. Residential, not that much. Okay, it's all looking good. Let's propose the district. Okay, and now we get to the part where this is a city management game. You don't actually build much yourself, you just propose things to your council, which is made out of different political parties. And they will vote whether they want that or they don't. Usually they'll want new districts unless you have immense costs and don't have it in the budget. That's pretty much the only time that happens. Now I can vote normally. Which is going to take them about a few months to get settled. I can quicken the vote by costing 2 prestige. I have over 600, so this will be actually okay. Or if I'm extremely rich, which I'm not because I kept using my money to boost certain buildings, I can use my personal funds to pay up those 12 million and just build it myself. So I'm going to use quick vote. Okay, the proposal is now active and let's click OK. I'm still in pause mode. I'm going to decrease the speed to 1x soon. One thing to note is that once you build a district or once you decide to modify a district, you cannot do anything to any other district. So look at all the districts I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I can only modify these one by one after each of them is done. Like if I want to add a school to this district, like one single school, I have to wait for this entire district to be built. Like okay, I would get that I could not build it instantly because this one has to be built first and the companies are busy building this, the construction companies, but at least it would be nice if I could get approval to build something in a district before another one is done. Because if I can do that, I have to do an intense amount of micromanagement because I can only build things one by one in each district. So it's the bigger your town gets, your city gets, the worse it gets to play because you have to micromanage each and every one of these districts and wait a whole lot of time for anything to be done in them. I also have 2 kill ridges because the random name generator sort of fumbled itself a while ago. Okay, this building has problems with, what does it have? Low quality in the company. Okay, so I should increase quality in this company by promoting more edicts that improve quality. That would be a good idea to do, which I'm gonna do soon probably. Okay, so let's get to the part where the magic happens. Well, firstly, I'm gonna get through the special events. So this game doesn't become boring. From time to time you'll have special events relating to stuff that you are either researching or events that happen just randomly. For example, I recently discovered satellites. So the space race between the United States and Soviet Union has led to rapid technology advances in communication. Satellites are becoming more and more common. How do you approach this technology? I can skip it because it's expensive, or I can propose an edict to build my own. And here we'll see a problem with these special events. Not most of them, a lot of them are randomly generated to the point where they make no sense. This would allow me to enact the eavesdropping edict, which will give me more security in the police stations, but will reduce the personal growth of the young people because they will feel spied upon. Thing is, I'm already voting on that thing, so this thing being here makes no goddamn sense. I can't have the same edict twice. I actually wonder if I'm gonna press this, if it's gonna crash. No, I just built it. It instantly finished it. Well, at least that's one thing. I spent a bunch of money, and now I have a satellite in orbit that change opinion of voters, all parties. Oh, so change of opinion on the current vote. Oh yeah, that changed the opinion of the vote. Yeah, that's what that thing did. So it wasn't actually a bug, thankfully. Let's begin the voting system. Here's how the voting system works. People will vote on things, and if they agree with you, if the resolution passes, it's okay. If it doesn't pass, you can overrule it with a cost to your prestige, usually a very high cost, and then people will not like you. So now we're spying on the people. And speaking of spying, this new party showed up. I'm in the 4th century, 4th era, by the way, and I'm gonna spy on them as well. You'll get information about these parties from time to time. For example, I know that this party has done something very unpleasant recently, and I can conspire to get them to do something in my favor. For example, were there any parties against this vote, I could appeal to them and use one of these buttons to threaten them, to demand, to plead, or I could use the conspiracy button. Come on, activate. Where is that party? I know I have a party here with the option to conspire. Yep, I have, but it's locked because they're already agreeing with me, so I can't actually blackmail them. And I also have trade deals, so I'll get to them soon. Okay, so let's. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's pass an edict. Eavesdropping is implemented. Available edicts. Let's say Industrial Safety Net, Preemptive Censorship, Bikini Indecency Act, Ban Trousers for Women, Contemplation Period before divorce. Well, I kind of left out the more shitty parts of the edicts, the ones that aren't really that beneficial to people. Okay, this I have no idea what this does. Like, again, it's missing tooltips. Efficiency bonus. Yeah, this would help companies, but which companies? Like, exactly which company is this? Is this building? Is this carpentry? I'm guessing it's carpentry, but it's gonna improve at. But this is asbestos, basically. This is an edict to support asbestos. So let's make an industrial safety net. Okay, so we have sales demand here, which is gonna go in the red with -5%. I actually have no idea what this means. The game has very big problems when it comes to wording and coloration. Sales demand usually doesn't mean sales demand. Demand for sales will not go down. What happens is that the amount of things that the company needs to sell each month goes down, but it's still able to, the minimum amount it needs to sell each month before it goes, while it's still afloat, while it's not going bankrupt, decreases. But this time the band is red, not green. It's usually the other way around. Like, if this thing is green, it's good, no matter what this thing is. It's I don't know what this is. I'm gonna propose it anyway. Most people are against it except for the communists. Which, okay. The thing you have to understand is that in this game, the parties, even though they have names like the Communist Party or the Pacifist Party, they tend to not behave like you think they would. For example, the communists will, on occasion, they will support increasing funding for churches. You can actually check all the funding you have here. You can individually fund different institutions like the parks, the workshops, the post office. You can cut their funding if you don't like them, if you want to skip. You can even pay yourself more salary if you want to make your budget more efficient. But basically, the most efficient way of actually getting money in this game, well, actually the only way of getting money in this game, is just increasing taxes outright. And because I'm a very advanced society, I can manually change the taxation rate for each and every social class. Whereas earlier I could not do this. I could only increase or decrease the taxes for industry, for businesses and for people. But for some reason, these guys could actually do it manually for each and every class. So they would occasionally propose that I decrease taxes for students, which I sometimes did. I don't know how they were able to, because we hadn't yet researched that part of the tech tree, which I'm going to get to in a second. So let's increase the taxes for companies. Yeah, that should do it. Tax the poor people. Now let's decrease the burden on the poor people to 9%. And the students a bit too. Now increase it again on the... no, that's too much. Yeah, leave it at that. Business tax. Well, we don't have that much business. Let's decrease the middle class. So let's decrease the working class taxes. My objective is to remain sort of with a positive budget. Okay, let's propose this taxing system. Everybody agrees. Like, everybody absolutely approves, even though, as you've seen earlier, the proposal wasn't green all around the board, but it was close enough. Okay, so they're gonna vote on things, and we're gonna have to wait until they get through with their negotiations. As you can see, these are effects that have occurred due to the eavesdropping. You're gonna see them pop up from time to time. That's actually one of the few indicators you actually get about how things are happening in your town without having to manually click on each district and see that yes, this has a low quality company, this is a low quality company. I can't actually modify this district to show you, but this is supposed to be a high density district because I changed it. But until these buildings are actually demolished and go bankrupt, they won't be replaced with higher density ones, which is kind of annoying. Like you can see that this is high density, but this isn't. It's a bit annoying. Because those buildings were recently built, so you can't demolish... Well, you can demolish buildings individually. I'm gonna have to demolish some of these. Or I can protect them, or I can promote them so they'll have more success. But tooltips are a bit of a problem in this game because you don't get many of them. You have to basically click on everything and then hope you see the right thing. What's the problem here? Low quality company. Okay. How do I improve quality in this company? Does it tell me? Does it tell me what it has, what it needs? Extra sales. I don't know what that means. Employment is high, level 2. Quality. Okay, how do I improve it? Does not tell me. Do I need better roads? Do they need better road access? Because all these are green, you know. Though it doesn't have green road access. It doesn't show it has road access at all. It's kind of annoying. Again, some tooltips would be useful. You occasionally see companies going bankrupt and you have no idea why. Am I taxing them to oblivion or something? I don't know. Currently, I do have high taxes, but it's taxed all around the board, so that's why I probably don't have that much growth. But it's something that should, I don't know, there should be a better reflection of what things do, like statistically mean. Well, you do have this giant thingamabob that shows you the wheel of life, how people are behaving, what they like, what they do, how many of them are students, how their happiness, their political support. This is actually not that important because you can't really affect this that much. You then have the general districts and the number of companies they have, the employment rate, the biggest party, traffic capacity. All of these are well below, well, this one, Hope Mill, wow. Hope Mill is in serious bad shape. Which is Hope Mill? Which one is Hope Mill? Yeah, Hope Mill. This one is in bad shape when it comes to traffic. Oh yeah, because I still have gravel on this. Yeah, I shouldn't... But if you look at it, like... Can you see traffic jams anywhere? No, you can't. You can't see traffic jams. At all. Like, where's the traffic jams? What's the problem? What's the problem with this thing? Low quality. Okay, what do you need? Do you see traffic problems anywhere around here? I don't. Do you see actual physical graphical representation of something? No. Okay, let's vote on the new district and then we'll modify the old one to give it more traffic. Okay, these people have voted. Okay. Everybody's happy. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna show you the influence part. So let's try the influence party. These guys, yeah, I had some blackmail on them, right? Which I can't actually use now for some reason, but I do have a blackmail option to them. I think that may have been left over from when I did and now I don't, probably, I don't know. Okay, so let's influence these. I have goodwill 10, so they are probably going to accept what I asked them. So I'm gonna plead with them. This would be this would benefit the less privileged citizens, which them being a social democratic party, yeah, that would be in their interest. Yeah, that worked. They got I got +3 votes from them and -2 to my goodwill. Pacifists. Well, they're pacifists. I can probably push them around. Threaten. If you refuse to fall in line, the pacifist party won't see the next decade. They are complete pushovers. The moderate party. Let's demand. If they respect you at all, they have to vote yes. Some of these are in code, some aren't, and from occasionally you will get more options, which I don't actually know why we get more options and sometimes you don't. Also, once you click on one of these buttons, yeah, you're stuck to that choice. You cannot click out, you cannot change your mind. If they respect you at all, they'll vote for you, and yeah, that sort of worked. Now let's try these guys. So let's threaten them as well. If you refuse to fall in line, I won't see the next decade. That sort of works. Sometimes it backfires. Sometimes let's plead with these guys. I really want to fix this issue. They didn't care that much. Okay, so these are the neutral votes. These are the party votes currently against me. So this will probably fail. The communists love industrial safety nets for some reason. Well, it is a communist thing to have, you know, interference in the economy. That is a very communist thing, unlike the church's thing. Okay, so now I can actually modify Hope Mill and give it better roads. Let's see, which one of these is actually the one that shows me the road impact? Support party, businesses, road capacity. Okay, yeah, it's over the line. So let's increase road capacity. Confirm. Okay, let's give it a metro too, some waste bins, traffic lights. A metro line, yeah, metro line would be good. And where is... oh yeah, let's give it asphalt. And after I do this, again, I cannot modify any other district ever in the history of humankind. Well, until it's done. Now, let's get to the part with the citizens. See, you have these things on the top of your screen. These represent the amount of satisfaction you provide to your citizens in terms of happiness, in terms of social life. So if you exceed or reach the demand with what you provide, you'll get a 10. Meaning that everyone is happy, everyone is very jolly. The demand will increase with each coming age, so the previous era had lower demands. Now the new one has bigger demands, and you'll have to constantly balance them from time to time. Look, I'm not sure why it's night right now, because it's just January. Well, yeah, the days are shorter in January. Ooh, the Bugs. An English rock band called The Bugs, that would be the Beatles, became popular in Strasbourg with the latest hits, Sleaze Me and Can't Buy Me a Burger. What do you think about this pop music? It's fun and lively. This will probably get me a socialite or something, or populist trait. Yeah, I got progressive. Okay, but I'm already progressive. Why? Yeah, I got more points towards progressive, and the fun factor in town increased to 9. Oh, that's good. Those random events will pop up from time to time. Some of them will just not work properly. As you can see here, the parties do try and influence themselves. It sort of gives a sense that things are actually happening, regardless of what you're doing. Like it's a living system. It's not. It tries to emulate the idea, but it's not. The message log is kind of... I would have preferred it to have had it somewhere around here, you know, like the Europa Universalis or just about every game made by Paradox has. Okay, so these people are probably gonna vote against this, against the safety net. Apart from the communists. One thing you could probably do is to try and sabotage one of these parties, like by actually using all the dirt you would dig up on them and not using them for political gain, but for discrediting them. And then you can force people to basically support the party that best conforms to your wishes. But for the most part, in the live stream I played like crap. I had no idea how to play it, but now I do, and basically I had very little use for actually dealing with the parties. They just agreed with everything I proposed. Voting taxes, yeah, everybody agrees. Begin voting. I'm curious to see what effect this will have on the budget, because the budget actually won't be that much of a problem as long as you remember that not all districts need all amenities. So yeah, some of them won't have water. It's okay. It's actually surprisingly okay for some districts to not have water. They don't seem to mind. Let's see, next month we're gonna see what the budget is. And the budget is minus 69,000, which, yeah, that's minus 600,000 is kind of a lot. Well, a little. Now the gap has increased actually. Let's see what's causing the majority of that gap in the budget. Let's see. We have a lot of data here with expenses. Okay, so the most expensive thing we have right now is the infrastructure. Okay, what's costing it? Is it the roads? Is it transportation? Is it electricity? No, I don't have detailed information. I have all these charts, but I don't have actual detailed information about where the money is going. No, wait, I do have here infrastructure. I have to press another button to get it where I want to. We don't have gas anymore because I turned it off. Let's see. Roads cost 153,000. Water, electricity. Yep. So it does show you exactly which one is the most expensive. Traffic capacity. And these are gas lights, street lights. But you kind of see, a very efficient management game will not require me to do this. Well, that's costing 173,000. Yeah, maybe the next one. No, that's the wrong one. What's here? Oh, here I have traffic. Okay, taxi service, I don't have any. Bus service, what's much is costing? Yeah, it's costing me that much. Like it requires too many clicks to get the information you need, and that's not very good design. It's kind of bad design. In a game of this scope, like when you have these many districts and the number increases, you would need better tooltips, better centralized information than just having a bunch of these that you have to click through constantly to get to where you want to. It needs better centralization of information, much better. I personally recommend tooltips. Like tooltips are very useful, or maybe pop-ups that some companies are going to die or something. Unemployment funds. Okay, let's begin voting on this one. Okay, things passed, but good. Oh yeah, there was a paper. From time to time we'll see a paper pop up. The paper will sometimes tell you things that are happening in another year, like in the future, because the game has a problem with time. One problem it has with time is the progress cloud. This is the influence of civilization. You have this very nice animation. You also have the ability to research things. Now, this on the basic level of sense doesn't make sense, because you're not a civilization, you're just a city in the former Austro-Hungarian. Well, when you start, you are in the Austro-Hungarian Empire, but as time goes on, you become independent. Your country becomes independent, not your city. But you still have to research things on your own, even though they're being researched all over the place on the planet. So it gets a bit strange, because once you get to the second era, you will see cars on the roads, even though you haven't researched the combustion engine yet. You'll also get to sort of bizarre things where you do see cars on the roads again. Not only have you not researched combustion, but you also kind of don't have automobile transportation yet. And it gets even dumber, because you can research television, which, as you can see here, has a TV tower. You think to yourself, oh, okay, I can build a TV tower and people will have television. No, because first, to get that TV tower, you have to research the triode, which gives you the radio tower, which then upgrades into the TV tower. But do you notice that these things are not in any way linked, right? They're just haphazardly put here with no rhyme or reason, or the electrical grid. You have the option to join the national electrical grid. Well, so the nation already has electricity. Why did I have to research it by myself and not just, I don't know, import it? That doesn't make much sense. A lot of this game does not really make much sense. It's sort of haphazardly put together, and it's kind of annoying. Quite annoying actually. The way the economy is balanced, like I said, has residential demand increased? No, I've lowered taxes to people with as much as I could. Probably they need more jobs, but taxing people doesn't seem to actually affect their desire to live in the town. So you kind of don't have really downsides to taxing people into oblivion, which is something I should have done in the live stream, because I've done it since the get-go, since the first stage in this game, and I've earned money. I've earned millions and millions in cash with no adverse effects. I've had top marks on my cities just about in every age, and again, taxing has not had any negative effects. It's kind of mind-blowing actually. you basically have no penalty for just trumping up taxes to the max and then leaving them at that. You also have trade deals where you can establish certain trade deals with cities abroad. For example, this is Oxford. I can send a delegation to it, and what's 400 million? Go ahead and it'll give you some bonuses. Currently, the twin city I have established with is, well, I'm not sure if it is in this save. Oh, by the way, the game only autosaves once every new era or when you get an elected mayor, which is something that happens every 6 years. So yeah, it does. In the previous eras, in the first and second one, there are no elections, so you will never autosave. So press F5 as often as you can to actually quick save manually, because unless you do that, the game kind of will crash from time to time and you will lose decades worth of progress. So let's become friends with Oxford. Okay, and now we have this. Despite through planning to insert this delegation, the whole schedule needs to be revised days before the actual trip. Yeah, okay. So what am I gonna have to do? The troubles in Northern Ireland spread to Oxford, and then one of the hosts seriously injured in a terrorist attack during a London trip. You express your condolences, but okay, you have no idea what these options do. Like none. So let's press one randomly. Express sympathy for a difficult situation. This gave me less city funds. The delegation continues as planned, yeah. And it gives the grammar school bonus and grammar school bonus from... it gives him bonuses to the grammar school. Because I had selected the grammar school, right? Okay, I'm gonna load the save game. I'm actually gonna load the save game from when I quick saved to see if it gives me a different effect. Because I believe I selected the grammar school instead of the university right there. Come on. Loading, loading, loading. Okay, so we are loaded again. And I'm going to try and do the trade deal again. Click on Oxford. Okay, grammar school, high school, public school, university. I don't have public school, so I'm going to just get a bonus for university. Assign, express sympathies, and bam. This time we got a bonus to university, so it's all good. This isn't really that much... it's not really a very complicated mechanic with the sin delegations. There is not much trade in the game, which is kind of sad. Maybe these will increase in future ages. I don't know. I haven't played that far yet. It would be kind of sad. By the way, this only unlocks in this age, like in the 4th age. You do not get to unlock this earlier, which is maybe it was at the end of the 3rd age. You don't unlock this earlier, so trading with other cities becomes available very late in the game, so it's really probably something that you won't encounter all that much. I mean, there's just 6 ages, and you only unlock this, like, what, halfway through the game? It's kind of annoying. Kind of very annoying. Next election in 2 years. Okay, so let's accelerate time. Maybe we'll get to the elections when they come. And up until then, you will see these... Okay, we uncovered digital bookkeeping. Keep in mind, we're in the 1940s. We do not yet have computers. We have digital bookkeeping and electronic mail. We do not have again, we do not have computers. See? Paperless office leads to computers. So, where do we store digital things? In the cloud? No, they make no sense. They're not personal computer. Okay, I have not researched computers before. I have not researched anything like that before. How? It makes no sense, really. It's just kind of bizarre. Really bizarre. Very bizarre. And we do have an option. With just about every one of these, you do have one of these events. With the advent of computers, which we have not researched yet, there's a lot of talk of work efficiency. Everybody hates dealing with tons of papers. Your city administration is therefore planning to how to best implement the paperless office in the public sector. Okay, digitalize regular communications, which would change in monthly city fund. This I have no idea what this... Judging from this thing, I have no idea what will happen. Red means bad, down means bad, minus means bad. So, sending a mail electronically seems to stuff of science fiction, yet here it is. The government should invest in new technology and it will massively speed up communication. It will reduce dependency on dangerous industries such as the logging and paper milling. And who knows where something will like... Okay, so In theory, this should decrease my spending. It says that it decreases a change in monthly city fund expenses, so it's cheaper, right? But why is everything red? Because in this game, red usually means this is gonna be bad. This game has problems with what exactly it's actually trying to tell me to do. So let's digitalize these and have this proposal in effect. Paperless office, okay, it's being voted on because I sped it up with that thing, that event, and everybody agrees with it. That's good. Let's see, I had minus 10%, so let's see if this thing goes up or down next month. It went down by a lot more than, well, it went down because of this, man, I sure had a lot of industrial demand. I still do. They're not building things. Huh. Maybe it's all the taxes, I don't know. Because up until then, again, with extremely high taxes for everything, things just went swimmingly. You also can build certain institutions like the port or the what do you call it, the train station, the railway, which sort of are useless. Completely useless. Your assistant spotted. Okay, let's keep this keep the pictures safe. We have some blackmail on them. Personal computers, yeah, we finally have them. Use in business, use in home, it's a fad. Let's use them in business, maybe we'll get efficiency. Yeah, for companies. For construction. Why just construction companies? The game is incredibly arbitrary. School teachers, Communist Party, okay. The school has material for... Okay, so they're... there's a teacher, a communist teacher in a school that's predominantly moderate. Help the teacher find new jobs. Do nothing. Screw them. Not my job. These are just... Well, some of them are kind of severe problems with the mechanics. Oh my god, what is... Copyright Act. Oppose it. Screw copyright. See, this is a... Vietnamese home declines. New form of silage? What is... Silage, oh, cattle fodder will remain active during long winter and droughts. Okay, that's an interesting thing. Business outcry for new copyright legislation. No. Well, some of the things I mentioned so far may be a bit nitpicky. They may seem like they don't matter all that much. Some of them do matter. Some of them are bugs in the mechanics. That's a motorcycle, which is nice. But the main issue, like the main problem that this game has is, at least in the campaign mode, there is no challenge, like at all. There is absolutely no challenge. Like you may say, well, the elections are coming close, so you're probably gonna need to, I don't know, do something. No, it's nothing. It's absolutely not. Have I shown you the roads yet? I have shown the roads. Yeah, remember SimCity? Yeah, this game does that thing as well with the roads. You'll see these. You'll see them pass right through there. You'll see everything just pass through those buildings. I don't know how the game plays them there. But again, back to the idea of this having no challenge. There is none. Like, balancing the budget is the problem. You just increase the taxes until everybody dies. With the demands, yeah, again, that's... You don't have a requirement in this game mode. In the campaign, you don't have any requirements to actually have a certain population or anything. It's just... It just happens. There is no threat to you. Like, the people that are running against you do not actually try and sabotage you. You don't have anything that you have to react to. You don't have any demands. You don't do anything. You don't have any sort of issue that are pressing on you. It's not even like what Tropico had. Like in Tropico, balancing a budget was hard. You had coups you had to worry about. You had to worry about a lot of things. Here you don't. You just don't. It's a city builder. It's not a city builder because, again, you don't build a city, you just manage it. And as a city manager, it turns out you don't actually do a lot. You go through the motions, basically. That's mostly what you do. You go through the motions, and that's kind of it. That's really not that much. Okay, let's research video games and go all... ban violent video games. Campaign against piracy. Age labors for video games. So we're not going to do any of that. Let's get all meta here and research video games and maybe make a video game about this video game. As a game about economy, it's kind of poor. As a game about management, it's... Again, Tropico is a much better one. I would say it's much more complex. Or if you want to, oh, moderate party wins elections. Yay for the moderates. Whole new way of shopping, the shopping mall. Yeah. Here's the thing, we're researching the internet now, we have home computers, we have mobile phones almost, and now we're just getting to shopping malls. The game has problems with time. It's civilization level of problems with time. Your assistant has found 2 women claim they have been sharing sexually transmitted disease. What do? Keep the information. Oh, this is the pacifist, right? I'm gonna contact the tabloids. The pacifist party is less likely to be voted by people. Yeah, screw them. Okay, so this is my opponent. The pacifists are actually for me. Let's go to the vote. Let's see, mayoral voting. Yeah, currently it seems I'm gonna lose because these people have 16 council members, these have 9, 8, and these guys have 14. Oh my god, the communists only have 2 people. Wow. Communism has gone downhill, so I'm gonna have to get these guys on my side, so I'm gonna threaten them. Yeah, your lawyer will find a reason to sue. Okay. Yep, and that worked. That worked like a charm. Let's get these guys as well. Why can't I use my blackmail on them? Oh, I think I promised them not to use it or something. If you refuse, you'll fall. Yeah, come over to my side. You know, maybe I'm actually gonna try and lose. Yeah, I'm gonna try and leave it at that. And see what happens when I lose the election. It's probably gonna be game over, but again, I can just convince them. I can try and convince them every 2 months, so I have plenty of time to actually get them to get on my side, to get on the treadmill, if you will. Come on, time passes. Again, performance is horrible, so I'll probably have a desync again. The video and audio will be desynchronized. Sorry about that. I'm gonna do my best this time to get them to where they have to be. You can also upgrade things like your institutions, like your university. Well, you have to research the upgrades first, because I don't know, you can't figure out how to get... Well, I have personal computers, right? So why can't I use personal computers to upgrade my university? I can for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, progress cloud. Let's research pop music. This game doesn't know what it wants to be. It tries to be a city management game. It tries to be a bit of a city builder game. It tries to be civilizations. These don't mesh well together. Make sure obscene games are banned. No. We get minus from fun. Let people game. Conduct research on the topic. Let people game. And people get entertainment. It should bump it up to... Well, it won't bump it up to 10. Okay, so we're getting... Yeah, this is the mayoral vote. Keep in mind, the people don't vote. You're voted on by the parties. And you can sort of influence what kind of parties have more popularity, but it's not an actual mayoral vote. This isn't a democracy. This is almost an oligarchy. I don't know what the term would be exactly. I'm probably going to lose. No, I passed, so I'm still mayor. Huh. Well, yeah. And I saw that I wasn't in the lead at first. But still I won. The campaign mode is honestly kind of... They shouldn't call it campaign mode. This is sandbox mode. It's kind of deceptive to call it a campaign because this isn't a campaign. This is a sandbox where you really don't do much. You don't have challenges, you don't have an opposition. It has the same problem that Omerta, which is another game that was published by Calypso, had. That game where you controlled a mob family, where you went around town and did whatever you want because there wasn't any opposing mob families to stand in your way, and they only added them in via special events like this one in later patches. Recommend that its sound parties not be allowed at after 10 p.m. Yeah, that's... For a game that's 45 euros, you have this sandbox mode that isn't all that great and three scenarios. No, that is way too little content for a game that's 45 euros. Like, for 45 euros I can get probably 2 copies of All4 Trading Company, or 3 of them at sale. And that's a superb game with multiplayer, and it is an incredible economical game, it's an incredible management game, it's superb. This? No. No. If it receives more free content, because I'm seeing an option for DLC, well, there was one for... I'm going back to the menu. There is an option for DLC in the menu. And if they add more free DLC, you know, stuff that will get people to play it more, they'll give them more content. If it gets makeovers and patches and stuff, yeah, I may see myself still playing this, that I may see a future for this game, but otherwise it's not that well balanced. It's just about driving up taxes most of the time, and that's the only way you actually make money. It's slow, it's tedious, and again, there's no challenge in it. There's no... The only challenge is in these 3 scenarios, and 45 euros for these 3 scenarios, that's not really... Yeah, I like the idea. You play a generation of people trying to lead a city. It's like a condensed version of Crusader Kings 2. Or Tropico, because it had the generational thing too in Tropico 5 where you travel through time. But it's not sufficiently well made. There's not that much to it, sadly. And for 45 euros, that's kind of a tough pill to swallow. Well, this has been it for my 10-hour rant about this game overview. What do you want to call it? It's not a review because I haven't gone through it completely to the end. Currently, I'm seeing people have mixed opinions about it, which is, well, okay. That's kind of sad. Well, at least 1,000 people got it, which is, well, 800 people, and some of them activated it. They seem to have a lot of issues with it. Not a city builder. It's closer to it's closer to Democracy 3, but Democracy 3 had some challenges to it. This really isn't. Grab the cash and make a stash. The biggest issue is the value of money. Yeah, it's kind of expensive. It is. Yeah. Well, that has been it. I'll be back with a new PlayNow with something else. Maybe the video card will be available to me when the next thing happens, so I can do that camper van thing. There's a game that's basically Spaceball Joke the game. Well, I'm gonna make a Spaceball joke about it, but I can play it now because my graphics card is kind of horrible and it doesn't work properly. Well, see you then when the next PlayNow is. Remember to watch our shows and do whatever you want. Play Awful Trading Company.
Thank you for watching
it's cheaper than
show.
Urban Empire.
If you
Goodbye.
enjoyed it, please consider watching some of our other videos and maybe sharing them or giving a thumbs up if you feel like it. And if you really liked what you saw, please check out our Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you could help us make much better shows and get some rewards in the process. Or you could consider buying my book called Tale of Doom. Volume 1 is out now and available for just $2. And as always, if you thought it was horrible, you know where to find me and complain about it.